I think I will agree to a larger extent with Holter that we are failing to organize ourselves. But I think I'll be very quick to point out that the reason why we haven't been able to organize ourselves is because we've been kept on our toes in Africa. We've been made to divert our attention so that we don't move forward. We've been made to be on the lookout all the time. We've been made to feel that we are unable to resolve or attend to our own problems. Later, organizing ourselves. So in a certain way I agree, but I also feel that a lot of interference has happened in Africa such that Africa has not had an opportunity to actually start the process of organizing itself. So I think there is that need. It's such a need which actually I think I could describe the state of Africa as a continent, that we are in crisis. We are in crisis. But I think some scholars say that crisis is a time of opportunity. It's a time for opportunity to actually address, what would be at stake. So it is until you've got the opportunity to address those problems, you will not be able to organize. So therefore, I feel that Africa is at crossroads. Africa is at a situation where we need to decide as to how to move forward. Because as you say, for example, obviously our country, Zimbabwe, is 32 years now. I think we cannot, ignore that. Our country is 32 years, and we are very happy and glad that we are an independent, state. But I don't think we are independent enough. I don't think we are independent enough because we are unable to actually craft our own solutions. We are unable to actually drive and follow onto our own, problems. So therefore, I feel that it is, the cooperation of the international community with Africa that is critical. The international community and other countries should understand that Africa as a continent has, a sovereign right to devise its own solution within Africa. I think supporting a system to address problems is different as substituting the system and crafting the solutions yourself. So it is about supporting Africa to craft its own problems, to craft its own solutions. So I think I honestly feel that Africa is in crisis not because of its own making. Africa is in crisis because we've had a lot of interference. I'm not talking of only Zimbabwe, I'm talking about Africa as a whole. Some of the interference is positive and some of it is negative. But I think there is more negative than positive. So such that we need to actually say as Africans, we must come together and work as a community. I think, Walter, you are right in saying that perhaps we need to review the issue of borders. Borders between African states, as to whether those are indeed, true borders, or do we really need borders? As Africans, do I really need a passport, or do I really need to have all the problems when I'm going to trade in Swaziland or in Zambia? Do I need to go through all those difficulties, or do I need to be able to be free as a citizen of Africa? So I think these are some of the questions that I think Africans should be asking themselves. In terms of the community and the togetherness of the population in Africa, I think I'm so privileged to work with the unemployed in Zimbabwe from all walks of life, really, because we are an organization that is non-political. We are an organization that is for Zimbabweans. Anyone is free to join the organization, regardless of their views, political affiliation. So I'm privileged that I work with everyone, people from MDC, people from ZAPU, people from ZANU-PF, people from Usile, Don, and people from other civic or from religious institutions. So we work with them, and I think people are ready to organize themselves and start coming up with solutions to their own problems. For example, you do have a lot of young people who are coming together as a group who are frequenting the even the Ministry of Indigenization, trying to access loans so as to start their small businesses. So I think people are organizing themselves. I think, as we said, it is the responsibility of the government to ensure that people are provided basic facilities or basic things in order to meet their needs. So I think employment is part of those things that the government should be looking into and assisting and working with the organization of the unemployed to create opportunities. I think I must say that I think the most impressive thing that I've seen, from the government back in Zimbabwe, I think is that we've had some serious engagement with the chiefs, and we've lobbied the Ministry of Indigenization and Empowerment, because we feel that Africans, not only Zimbabweans, must be empowered, must be economically empowered. So we feel that the empowerment and indigenization being implemented in Zimbabwe is a way out for the unemployed. So we feel that the unemployed must be involved. We feel that there can never be true indigenization or empowerment without the involvement of those who are not employed. So therefore, we are constantly, trying to ensure that if the government is willing to support, people to do, small-scale projects, people are willing. Regardless, even in Zambia, people are willing to put themselves together in order to shape their destiny. So I think in terms of organizing, yes, there are issues to do with organizing. There are issues to do with leadership. There are issues to do with the understanding of our history. I think we need to understand our history. Where did we come from? How did we get where we are? Where are we headed? And who is making us head to where we are headed? So I think it is it is key that we understand those things. I think history must be used effectively in order to help every African to find, his or her way in terms of development. I think the last thing that I will say is that I think in terms of leadership in Africa, we are at crisis. We are at crisis in the sense that we seem not to understand that as Africans, we are good enough. We are good enough to make policies that can take our countries forward. I think I said to, I don't know whether I was talking to Holt or I was talking to anyone, somebody else. I said perhaps what some of our leaders need is some form of, before they actually assume leadership, I think they need some kind of placements. Placement. What do I mean by placement? I mean that perhaps they need to go and live somewhere else for a period of time, say 6 months. For example, I would suggest that before any leader, in our country, say in Zimbabwe, assume any meaningful or well-meaning political, leadership, they should actually go and, do a placement. Maybe come and live in Leicester for at least for a few months and see the way of life in this country, see how people understand what is it that the communities in these other countries see in our communities back in Africa. What is it? Do they see us at par, or do they see us as backwards or inferior? So because once we do understand what they think of us, I think we'll be in a better position to defend the achievement that we've had, since our nationalistic leaders, delivered Africa from the jaws of colonialism. I think we need that understanding. This is why I think, in as much as we need to realign the leadership of our continent, we also need to realign our understanding about what is at stake in terms of our continent. There is this move that Africa is a continent that has got no ideas, we've got scholars, we've got people who've actually delivered projects, delivered a lot of things, but we do not know that. I mean, we need to start appreciating those things. I honestly think that is key in shaping the destiny of our continent.